So CNN fawned over some celebrities and who they're contributing to on the Democratic side for president. Let's watch.
For Democratic 2020 candidates, the Hollywood primary is heating up. Check this out. Senator Kamala Harris hanging out with some pop stars this weekend. Well, who else is picking sides?
Hollywood may have found a new leading man. Campaign finance disclosures out this week reveal that in the race for celebrity support, 37-year-old South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg may be pulling ahead. This spring, the Indiana mayor scooped up donations from a star-studded cast of Hollywood royalty, including Gwyneth Paltrow, Michael J. Fox, and Kevin Bacon. In fact, in Hollywood these days, it's more like 6 degrees of Mayor Pete. Another favorite among the celebrity set, their home state senator, Kamala Harris, who scored donations from Sean Penn, Don Cheadle, and former TV spy Jennifer Garner.
This is how it's going to be.
America's sweetheart Tom Hanks wrote a check to former Vice President Joe Biden's campaign. He could also offer the former VP some advice on debate prep.
You never know what you're going to get.
One complication, in this 2020 election cycle, cashing big checks from millionaires could be problematic.
You become kind of a favored candidate of the elite.
We're trying to reach everybody at every different level.
Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren has sworn off, quote, fancy receptions or big money fundraisers.
I am not doing fundraisers with multimillionaires.
But Hollywood just can't seem to quit her. Warren still found support from Bette Midler, Amy Schumer, and Scarlett Johansson. Some celebrities couldn't pick just one candidate, like fictional presidential advisor Bradley Whitford.
I serve at the pleasure of the President of the United States.
He gave to Buttigieg, Senator Cory Booker, and former HUD Secretary Julian Castro. The primary race is just getting started. But if one of these Democrats wins in 2020, the future president may need Hollywood's help on a sequel.
This is like such a CNN story. It just... This is what they care about. This is what they care about. And this is what they think is serious. They actually took the time to make this segment and deliver this segment. And I love how there's no consideration whatsoever as to whether or not this is a good thing or a bad thing. Like, maybe you mentioning that these candidates are supported by X, Y, and Z celebrities, maybe it's actually not going to help them. Have you thought about that? Maybe a little bit? Or no, is it just like, tee-hee-hee, my friends in the cocktail circuit who we've seen on the TV. They have favorites. It's Mayor Pete. Okay, notice who was not mentioned. Bernie Sanders. Okay. But here's the main takeaway to me. It's that, and I've realized this a long time ago about Hollywood, is that they love symbolism. And a lot of the centrist Democrats love symbolic change. So they are so down for, you know, oh my God, the first gay president, the first female president, the first female black president. Like, they're so big on that. To them, that's everything, because then they get to pat themselves on the back and act like, yeah, we're forward thinking. We're good people, yeah! That's their whole thing. However, when it comes to policy, they're down with slight tweaks to the status quo. Why slight tweaks? Because they're all massively wealthy and they're all really comfortable. So they don't want a revolution. They don't. They want slight tweaks. They don't want somebody who's going to come in there and raise their taxes massively. They want somebody like Mayor Pete or somebody like Kamala or somebody like Biden, where, okay, they're not going to be directly shitty in the year 2020 to minorities. They're going to be good people to minorities. They're going to be a symbolic figurehead, a leader who says the right things and is tonally moderate. But they're not swashbuckling anti-corruption populist lefties who want to do an actual revolution. a political revolution where you get the money out of the political system, everybody gets health care, you raise taxes on the rich, you crack down on Wall Street. That is not what they're for, because in this system, they've done really well. So are these people bad people? No, I wouldn't say they're bad people. But they're also not as like hip and lefty as they would want you to believe. They're actually very centrist in their politics, and they're only in favor of slight changes, because slight changes, like to them, like how many of these Hollywood figures care about, like, I don't know, U.S. imperialism and the plunder of countries that didn't attack us and the illegal and offensive wars. That's not really high on their list. They'd much rather queen themselves to death. So that's what I take away from this. But I also just find it incredibly insular and insufferable that, CNN does this segment, and it really is, they try to put a cheery face on it, like, see? Celebrities like these candidates. Aren't these candidates great? And you just want to remind them over and over, remember 2016, remember Hillary Clinton, remember how you trotted out every single Hollywood dipshit under the sun, and remember how she still lost. Maybe, just maybe, people don't really look to the Hollywood types for direction. Maybe they don't look at them as like some sort of leaders. Maybe regular people look at them like, self-obsessed virtue-signaling pricks who want to pat themselves on the back. I'm just saying. Maybe that's a little part of it. Maybe you might want to take that into account before you do this goofy-ass segment, acting like this is important or serious or even worth mentioning.